Most cruisers think they know exactly how to use their cabin until they accidentally do something that gets them fined, embarrassed, or even kicked off the ship at the next port. From wind tunnels that can crush fingers to hidden sensors that catch you doing things you thought were private, your stateroom is a high-tech ecosystem with strict rules. Whether you're on Carnival, Royal Caribbean, or NCL, one small mistake can ruin your entire vacation. We've talked to cabin stewards and security officers to bring you the ultimate list of cabin taboos. Pay close attention, because secret number 13 shocks even loyal cruisers. 99 words. 1. Smoking or vaping in the cabin. Lighting up inside your cabin, even if it's just a vape, is the single fastest way to face a massive fine or immediate disembarkation. Most cruisers think they can hide it in the bathroom with the fan on, but the truth is that cruise ships are equipped with industrial-grade smoke detectors. These sensors aren't like the ones in your house. They are hypersensitive to any change in air quality because fire is the absolute greatest threat at sea. Take the case of a passenger on a recent MSC sailing who thought vaping under the bedsheets would shield them from the sensors. Within 3 minutes, ship security was at their door with a digital readout of the detection event. They weren't just given a stern lecture. A $500 cleaning fee was instantly charged to their onboard account. But it gets worse. Depending on the captain's policy, security may escort you to the gangway at the very next port with no refund for your trip. You'll be left on the pier responsible for your own flight home. Do this: check your daily deck plan for designated smoking areas and stick to them. It's the only way to ensure your vacation doesn't end in the lobby of a port terminal. 2. Smoking on the balcony. Many passengers believe that because the balcony is outside, it's a safe zone for a cigarette or cigar. But here's the catch. The wind patterns around a moving cruise ship are incredibly unpredictable. On a Princess Cruises ship, a discarded ember blew back into an open balcony door 3 decks down, igniting a stack of dry towels and triggering a ship-wide fire alarm. This isn't just about the smell. It's about a literal life-or-death safety hazard. Most cruise lines have now installed high-definition CCTV cameras that face down the length of the ship to catch people flicking ash or embers overboard. If you are caught, you aren't just looking at a fine. You are looking at a permanent ban from the entire cruise corporation. Imagine being blacklisted from Carnival, Princess, and Holland America all at once because of one cigarette. The risks far outweigh the 5-minute convenience. Cruise lines take fire so seriously that they will treat a balcony smoker with the same level of urgency as an actual fire in the galley. Do this: use the dedicated open-air smoking sections or the cigar lounges provided on the upper decks. 3. Opening the cabin door and balcony door together. Creating a cross breeze sounds like a lovely way to get some fresh air into your stateroom, but it creates a dangerous pressurized wind tunnel. Most cruisers don't realize that the air pressure inside the ship's corridors is vastly different from the pressure on your balcony. When you open both at once, the air rushes through the cabin with such force it can be terrifying. I once spoke to a cruiser in the Caribbean who tried this, and the sudden pressure shift slammed their heavy, fire-rated cabin door shut with the force of a sledgehammer. It shattered a decorative vase on the vanity and nearly caught their child's hand in the frame. These doors are designed to be heavy for fire safety, and when the wind tunnel effect takes over, you lose all control of them. Beyond the physical danger, this also wreaks havoc on the ship's HVAC system. It forces the air conditioning on your entire deck to work overtime, often causing the cooling to fail for your neighbors. Do this: always ensure your balcony door is fully latched and locked before opening your main cabin door to maintain proper air pressure. 4. Sitting or standing on the balcony railing. It might seem like the perfect spot for a dramatic Instagram photo, but railing stunts are the leading cause of man overboard incidents. Most passengers think they have great balance, but the truth is that a sudden rogue wave or a quick course correction from the bridge can throw even the steadiest person off kilter. Security officers monitor the ship's exterior via CCTV 24/7, and they have zero tolerance for this behavior. On a recent Royal Caribbean sailing, a group of young adults was spotted sitting on the railing for a selfie. Security was at their door within minutes, and they were told to pack their bags immediately. They were removed at the next port of call because they were deemed a liability to the cruise line's safety protocols. There are no second chances when it comes to the railing. If your feet leave the balcony floor, your vacation is effectively over. Do this, keep both feet on the deck and use a selfie stick or ask a neighbor to take your photo from a safe distance. Never climb the furniture to get a better view. 5. Hanging clothes on the fire sprinkler. That little metal protrusion on your cabin ceiling might look like a convenient place to hang a wet swimsuit, but it is actually a highly pressurized fire sprinkler head. Most cruisers don't realize that the glass bulb inside that sprinkler is designed to break under very specific pressure or heat. We've heard a nightmare story where a guest hung a heavy, waterlogged wetsuit on a sprinkler head. The weight was just enough to trigger the release mechanism. In an instant, hundreds of gallons of black, stagnant water, which had been sitting in the pipes for months, flooded the cabin. It didn't just ruin their clothes. It destroyed the electronics, the carpet, and leaked into the 2 cabins directly below them. The cleanup bill for water damage on a ship can easily reach 5 figures, and the cruise line will hold you personally liable for the repairs. Do this, use the retractable clothesline found in the shower, or bring magnetic hooks to hang items on the metal cabin walls. 6. Using candles, incense, or hot plates. Adding a little ambience or trying to reheat a snack in your room is a major fire code violation. Most cruisers think a small candle or a stick of incense is harmless, but the fire marshal on a ship views it as a potential catastrophe waiting to happen. One passenger tried to use a wax warmer for a spa feel, only to have their cabin steward confiscate it during the morning room service. Because ships are filled with high-oxygen air systems and narrow corridors, a small flame can become an uncontrollable blaze in seconds. If you are caught with these items, they will be taken and held in naughty luggage until the final morning of the cruise. You'll also likely receive a formal visit from security and a permanent note on your passenger profile. Do this if you want mood lighting, bring battery-operated LED tea lights, or use a small travel diffuser that doesn't use heat. It's the only safe way to customize your cabin's atmosphere. 7. Bringing irons or steamers. Household irons and clothes steamers are consistently at the top of the banned items list at every cruise terminal. Most cruisers want to look their best for formal night, but these appliances are notorious for drawing irregular amounts of power that the ship's electrical grid isn't designed to handle. Security scanners at the port of Miami flag hundreds of irons every single Sunday. If one is found in your suitcase, your luggage will be diverted to the red room or a holding area. You'll be left wondering why your bags haven't arrived at your cabin, only to find a note telling you to go to deck 1 to retrieve your suitcase, minus the iron. This can delay your first night of vacation by hours. Do this, use the ship's self-service laundry room, which has industrial-grade irons, or simply pack a bottle of wrinkle-release spray and hang your clothes in the bathroom while you take a hot shower. 8. Flushing anything except toilet paper. Marine sanitation systems are a marvel of engineering, but they are incredibly delicate. Unlike the plumbing in your house, a ship uses a vacuum seal process to move waste through miles of narrow piping. Most cruisers think flushable wipes are safe, but the truth is they are the #1 cause of ship-wide plumbing failures. A single wipe can get caught in a valve and create a backup that affects 20 or more cabins on your deck. Imagine being the person who causes an entire corridor of passengers to lose their toilet privileges for a full sea day. Maintenance crews have to literally tear apart the cabin walls to find the clog, and the foul smell that results is not how anyone wants to spend their vacation. Do this if it didn't come out of your body or isn't the provided one-ply cruise-approved paper. It goes in the trash bin, no exceptions, ever. 9. Overloading outlets with power strips. In the age of multiple phones, tablets, and cameras, the 2 outlets in a standard cabin never seem like enough. However, using a standard household surge protector is a major fire hazard. These strips can interfere with the ship's electrical stabilization systems and have been known to overheat and melt the outlet casing. I've seen a situation where a guest plugged a cheap power strip into a vanity outlet and loaded it with 3 hair styling tools and 2 laptops. Within an hour, the smell of burning plastic filled the room. Security confiscated the strip immediately, and the guest was left with a dead outlet for the rest of the cruise. Cruise lines are very strict about this. If they see a cord with a surge protector light, they will pull it. Do this, purchase a cruise-approved power cube that is explicitly labeled as non-surge protected, or use a multi-port USB hub to charge all your devices safely from a single plug. 10. Leaving balcony furniture near the railing. This is a critical safety tip that most families overlook. Leaving chairs, footstools, or small tables pushed up against the balcony glass creates a ladder that a curious child can climb in seconds. There was a terrifying moment on a recent sailing where a toddler used a footstool to gain just enough height to lean over the railing while their parents were inside getting dressed. Cabin stewards are trained to move furniture back toward the door during their rounds. 11. Not using the high latch or deadbolt. Every cruise cabin door is equipped with a secondary high latch, often located near the top of the frame. Most cruisers think the automatic lock is enough, but the truth is that kids, and even some sleepwalking adults, can easily open the main handle from the inside. There is a documented story of a sleepwalking child who managed to open their heavy cabin door at 2 a.m. They were found by a crew member wandering the hallway near the elevators while the parents were fast asleep, thinking the door was secure. These doors are designed to be easy to exit in an emergency, which means a single push of the handle unlocks everything. The high latch is your only true secondary line of defense. Do this engage both the deadbolt and the high latch every single time you are inside the room for the night. It's the only way to ensure everyone stays exactly where they should be. 12. Leaving curtains open while in port. Your private ocean view becomes very public the second the ship docks at a pier. Most cruisers don't realize that ships often dock side by side, sometimes just 20 or 30 feet apart. I've heard from a cruiser who stepped out of the shower and walked into their cabin, only to realize that the ship docked next to them was so close they could see the color of the neighboring passenger's eyes. They were essentially giving a free show to an entire deck of strangers. Additionally, pier workers and security personnel on the dock have a direct line of sight into lower deck balconies and windows. Just because you are on a high deck doesn't mean you re-hidden. Workers on cranes or upper decks of neighboring ships can see right in. Do this: always pull the heavy blackout curtains fully shut before you begin dressing or undressing whenever the ship is at the pier or near another vessel. 13. Taking the prop items home. Here is the secret I teased earlier. Those plush robes, high-end binoculars, and heavy beach towels in your room are definitely not free souvenirs. Most cruisers think that because they paid a high fare, these items are included. But the truth is they are inventory items tracked by your cabin steward. One cruiser decided to pack the room's binoculars and 2 robes into their suitcase, thinking they were gifts. They didn't hear a word from the crew during the trip, but 2 days after they got home, they saw a $240 charge on their credit card statement from the cruise line. The markup on these items is astronomical, often double what you'd pay in the ship's gift shop. The steward does a final inventory check the moment you vacate the room, and the charges are automated. Do this if you really love the robe or the gear. Go to the onboard gift shop and buy a brand new, vacuum-sealed version for a much lower price than the missing item fee. 14. Moving or using minibar items as storage. The cabin mini fridge is a point of major frustration for many cruisers. Most ships now use automated minibars equipped with weight sensors. This means the moment you lift a soda or a candy bar to see the price, the system assumes you've consumed it and bills your account. A common mistake is removing all the minibar items to make room for your own bottled water or wine. One guest did this on day 1, and by day 3, they had $80 in snack charges on their TV account. Even if you put the items back at the end of the cruise, the sensors have already logged the sale. You will then have to spend your final morning, when the lines are longest, standing at guest services disputing the charges. Do this on the very first day. Ask your cabin steward to empty the mini fridge for you. They will lock the items away, and you'll have a clean, charge-free fridge for the rest of your trip. 15. Leaving valuables outside the safe. While cruise ships are generally very safe, crimes of opportunity can happen anywhere. Most cruisers trust their stewards implicitly, but the truth is that your cabin door is often left propped wide open for 20 to 30 minutes while the room is being cleaned. This means anyone walking down the hallway has a direct view of your jewelry, cash, or electronics sitting on the vanity. I spoke with a guest who left an expensive watch on the nightstand. It accidentally got knocked behind the bed by a cleaning cart, leading to a frantic theft report and hours of wasted time with ship security. Even if nothing is stolen, things get lost easily in small spaces. If an item isn't in the safe and it goes missing, Your travel insurance will almost never cover the loss because you failed to use the provided security. Do this if you aren't wearing it or using it. It belongs in the safe. Make it part of your routine every time you leave the room. 16. Being a hallway talker late at night. Cruise ship walls are surprisingly thin, and the vents in your cabin door are designed to let air flow in, which unfortunately means they let sound flow out just as easily. Most passengers think that once they step into the hallway, they are in a neutral zone, but the truth is that sound echoes incredibly well in those narrow corridors. A group of friends on an NCL ship stood outside their cabins at midnight to recap their night for 10 minutes. They woke up a dozen neighboring cabins, leading to several angry calls to security. On many lines, receiving 2 or more noise complaints can lead to a yellow card, warning, and a third can actually get you banned from certain lounges or public areas. People are trying to sleep at all hours on a ship, from families with kids to those waking up at 5 a.m. for excursions. Do this, keep all conversations inside your cabin with the door shut, and if you need to talk in the hallway, keep it to a whisper and move quickly to the elevator lobby. 17. Slamming the cabin door. The heavy, fire-rated doors on a cruise ship are built to close automatically, but they close with a significant amount of force. Most cruisers just walk out and let the door shut on its own, resulting in a loud boom that vibrates the walls of the 4 surrounding cabins. This is the #1 complaint neighboring cruisers have about each other. It's not just an annoyance, it's a constant disruption to the peace of the stateroom experience. If you are in a cabin with a connecting door, the vibration is even more intense. I've seen hostile encounters in the hallways over door slamming that could have been completely avoided with 1 second of effort. Do this whenever you enter or exit. Keep your hand on the handle and guide the door shut gently until you hear the latch click. Your neighbors will silently thank you for it. 18. Leaving the balcony light on at night. Leaving your balcony light on when you are using the space is a major breach of cruiser etiquette and a safety concern for the bridge. Most cruisers think it's harmless, but the light spills over the partitions and ruins the night vision of your neighbors who want to enjoy the stars or the moonlight. But here's the real danger. At night, the officers on the bridge need absolute darkness to see the horizon and other vessels. A row of bright balcony lights creates a glare on the water that can interfere with the ship's navigation and night safety protocols. Many modern ships now have a master switch that turns these off, but on older vessels, it's up to you. Do this, treat your balcony light like a bathroom light. Turn it on when you're out there, and flick it off the second you step back inside. 19. Being rude to your cabin steward. Your cabin steward is arguably the most important person on the ship when it comes to your daily comfort. Most cruisers treat them like invisible staff, but the truth is they have a significant amount of under-the-radar power to make your life easier or much more difficult. If you are rude or overly demanding, you might find that your ice bucket is never quite full, or your extra towels take 2 hours to arrive. On the flip side, a steward who likes you will go out of their way to find you that extra pillow, bring you the good chocolates, or make sure your room is cleaned first so you can nap after an excursion. They work 10 to 12-hour days for months at a time. Do this, greet them by name. Keep your room reasonably tidy to make their job faster, and consider giving a small cash tip on day 1. It will pay dividends in service quality for the rest of your trip. 20. Fishing off the balcony. It sounds like a joke, but passengers actually try to fish from their balconies every single year. Most people think, I'm on the ocean, why not? But the truth is that this is strictly illegal under maritime and environmental law. I know of a guest who was caught dropping a fishing line over the side of a Carnival ship. They were spotted by a crew member on a lower deck and immediately brought to the captain's office. Not only is it a massive safety hazard, imagine a fishing line getting sucked into the ship's stabilizers or thrusters, but it also violates international environmental regulations regarding unauthorized fishing. You will be fined heavily, and, in almost every case, you will be kicked off the ship at the next port without a refund. Do this if you want to fish. Book an official fishing shore excursion through the ship. It's the only legal and safe way to do it. 21. Doing private activities on the balcony. The idea of a romantic moment on a private balcony sounds like a cruise dream, but the reality is that you are never truly alone. Most cruisers assume the partitions give them total privacy, but the truth is that the bridge wing, where the officers stand, often has a clear view down the entire side of the ship. Furthermore, many ships have security cameras mounted at the bow and stern that can see onto almost every balcony for safety reasons. I've heard from a crew member that intimate moments are caught on camera more often than you'd think, and it can lead to a very awkward visit from security for public indecency. Neighbors can also easily peek around or over the partitions. Do this, enjoy the view and the breeze with your clothes on, and keep the romance strictly inside the cabin with the curtains pulled shut. 22. Leaving children unattended. A crew's cabin is not a daycare center, and leaving children alone in the room is one of the most dangerous mistakes a parent can make. Most parents think, they're just sleeping, I'll be at the bar for 20 minutes. But the truth is that children can wake up, get disoriented, and open the heavy cabin door in seconds. There was a heartbreaking incident where a young child woke up, couldn't find their parents, and wandered out into the hallway crying. They were found by a security guard near the elevators while the parents were 2 decks up at the casino. Most cruise lines have a zero-tolerance policy for this. If security finds an unattended child under a certain age, they will notify Child Protective Services at the next port. It's not worth the risk to their safety or your legal standing. Do this, use the ship's dedicated Kids Club or Night Owls program, or stay in the room until your child is fully supervised by another adult. Your cruise cabin is your sanctuary at sea, but it's also a high-tech room inside a massive moving vessel. Avoiding these 22 mistakes will save you from red room luggage delays, massive cleaning fines, and the embarrassment of a security knock at midnight. If you found these insider tips helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And give this video a thumbs up so we can keep bringing you the best cruise advice on the internet. Now, before you start packing your bags, you need to know what else is off limits.